All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem HaKodash. Say double honors to our apostles and elders. Very great millstone, peace and blessings to the Lord's hopeful elect. Finish watching Elder Apostle Kabar's lesson titled The Blind Leads the Blind. Both fall into the ditch. Following Nathaniel leads to death. Responding to the account that happened in Kenya, where IUIC, they got tear gassed off the block from the men of Kenya, and they're giving a testimony to it. And like Elder Apostle Kabar says, you can see that Bishop Nathaniel looks a little shooken up. Well, that's what happens when you make those AI videos, making yourself seem like a god, and you got to get that reminder that you are just a mortal man, and you are in a land, you're not in America. You're not in America. Them people over there in Kenya, they operate differently, and they use machetes and things of that nature. So when you go over there to these lands, okay, what you're doing is solely for a publicity stunt, because Yahweh Shai told us that if we just simply teach his word, that the word will exalt itself on the four corners, right? In which it has and which it is doing. You know, going over there to Kenya, really going all the way over there just to say that Jesus is black and not teach his name. You're intentionally not going to teach his name either. So you're not coming with 100% truth. You're just coming over there with Christianity. And then so you're operating outside of the order and the structure of Yahweh Shai. And whenever you do that, you are open to the wiles of the devil. So you're basically on your own. So, you know, like the apostle said, the Lord had mercy on them that they didn't get actually hurt over there. But that's what happens when you're trying to do your own thing, because that's all that is. And you know he's going to try to say this is proof that we're the prophets because we're being persecuted for the word's sake. Well, you're not teaching the word. You went all the way over there just to say literally the words, Jesus is black. You're not teaching Yahweh Shai. You're not professing those names. And over there in Kenya, polygamy is normal. So they're not going to take too kindly to a heresy that you guys are going to bring, saying that you can only have one wife, because that's not biblical neither. So to them, that's heresy. And that is a heresy. That's a damnable heresy. Trying to place every believer in the position of a bishop, which they're not. They're not. Okay? That title was given to the bishops and the deacons simply because of the importance of the position of the church that they're going to be under. And it's also to prevent them from sleeping around with all the women that they're going to have access to, because it can happen easily and naturally, just like you heard happen in the Christian churches or whatever. So they have to be focused. Okay. Trying to say that that's a requirement for all men and saying that that's a sin, that's completely unbiblical. Saying that when we're in captivity, you know, it's only legal. It's not against the law when you're in your own land, but it's against the law when you're outside of the land. That's not in the scriptures. And furthermore, when we were in Egypt, when we were oppressed, what did it say? When we were oppressed, what did it say? When they were literally trying to destroy us and knock us off, as it says in Exodus 1, verse 12, but the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. So what happened when the more pressure was put on us, the more we got in hell? We multiplied and grew even more. How do you think we did that? How do you think we did that? Simple. Polygamy, multiple wives. So that argument is BS. Well, you're in captivity, so it's not allowed. Okay, weren't we in captivity in Egypt? And they were literally trying to destroy us, and they put us in captivity. How do we multiply and grow? You see, that's you're just bringing Christianity, and that's why it's not going to work. It's not of Yahweh Shai. You're not teaching the name. You deliberately will refuse to teach the name, and you're teaching Christianity. You're coming with your own doctrines, and you're basically teaching salvation by fringes, which that's a heresy in itself. If you don't have your actual fringes on, you ain't going to be saved. That's heresy. The scripture tell you that the true fringes, the spiritual fringes. It's always been about the spiritual. This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 15. It says, Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. What are those garments talking about? The truth, spiritual. Just like he said, there came in without a wedding garment. He's obviously referring to spiritual. It's not about carnality. But we know why they teach carnality. They teach carnality so that they can boast in the law, so they can boast against their neighbor. If they teach righteousness by law, then they don't have to deal with the spirit, and they don't have to deal with faith and mercy. And they really don't like that simply because it opens the door for all the believers. And they want to filter the salvation through them. This is what they're doing. They're trying to establish church over here and over there and over there and say, if you want to be saved, you got to be a part of us. If you ain't a part of us, then you ain't going to be saved. So you need to be filtered through the law versus teaching the names, teaching mercy, grace, and faith, and then letting them run with it. They can't accept that. Just like Yahushua spoke about the parable of the vineyard. They want to seize the inheritance for themselves. So they're changing things. But you going out of your way to put yourselves in danger, to pull a publicity stunt, doesn't make you noble. Doesn't mean that you fit the fill the shoes of the prophets who were persecuted, because the prophets, they didn't go looking for danger. They didn't go looking for trouble. They just simply taught, they professed the names, and they were persecuted for teaching those names, teaching 100% doctrine. Where the Spirit followed, the Spirit led them to. So in this truth, we don't go looking for danger. We don't go looking for trouble. Because once the investigation is brought forth, we're going to say, okay, well, look, you were at fault here, brother. Why didn't you use wisdom? You know what I'm saying? This is 1 Peter 4, verse 13. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Yahushua's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached for the name of Yahushua, happy are ye. Which that didn't happen to you guys, because you don't come in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Right? It says, for the spirit of the glory of Yahweh resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glory on Yahweh on this behalf. So you got to make sure that it's all about the truth and the 100% truth, which is why it's being brought towards you. You know, the men of IUIC, they kept going to those Christian churches. And they just kept going to the Christian churches, basically bullying them, coming in their establishment saying, no, we ain't leaving until we talk to the head. We want to talk to the head. We want to talk to this. We want to talk to that. Even their own man, was that guy named Abiel. Even he said, like, we called and we sent emails and, you know, we ain't waiting no more, or something like that. He said that. So basically they're encroaching on people's property. They're you know, what's the word? Imposing, trying to force these people to talk to them. And they're telling you, we don't want to talk. And then the only reason they backed off the Christian churches because somebody actually had a gun pulled and pointed at one of their men's heads. That's the only reason he backed off, or they backed off. But prior to that, they were trying to force their people's hands. See, you can't, and then say, "Oh, see, we persecuted for the truth's sake." No, because for one, you don't have the truth yourself, and two, the scripture says if they refuse you, you go somewhere else. So you came up there, they say, "Look, we don't want to talk." Then you're just supposed to go. You're supposed to leave. You don't try to continue to impose even more, and then fights break out and somebody gets a gun pulled out on them. See, that's not wise, and that's why, like, you know, Elder Apostle Gabar is saying, you follow this guy, it's gonna lead to death. Because I got news for you, Nate, he ain't going out there. He's gonna be in his comfortable hotel wherever he is, and his men are gonna go out there on the streets. He's not out there getting tear gas. So yes, following this guy is gonna lead you to the ditch. But the point is, we here the believers, if you're a true believer of Yahushua, you don't go looking for trouble. You don't go looking for danger. Yahushua didn't go looking for any trouble. They were following him around. It's the other way. You know what I'm saying? He was really trying to mind his own business. But the wicked scribes and Pharisees, they was chasing him around, questioning him. He wasn't questioning them. You know what I mean? So, hey, and furthermore, you don't have 100% truth anyway. So what you're doing is solely off of you. You're not operating in the spirit of Yahweh Yahushua. The glory of Yahweh Yahushua doesn't rest upon you for suffering as you're suffering because you're not doing his will. Okay, Bishop Nathaniel believes that we got to wake up the entire Israelites across the 4 globes. He says Israel worldwide, but Yahweh Yahushua says just the elect. And primarily the focus is in the land of Babylon. And he'll say, well, how is the truth going to reach over there? Because the internet. You don't believe in the Lord. You don't believe in his power. You don't believe that he has the power to reach the 4 corners of the earth by his spirit. You believe you got to take it upon yourself to go and teach your doctrine to do things your way. And that's why it's dangerous, because now you're operating outside of his order. So now you're open to the wiles of the devil. You're open on your own to whatever, because you're not operating in his function, his protocol. See? So no, if you're a believer, our goal is to operate and use wisdom, okay? And we don't go and look for danger, because in that case, then it's on you. Like scripture says, don't suffer as somebody who's actually guilty of something, like being a busybody, etc. But you want it to always be for the sake of the truth, the 100% truth, not man's doctrine. Shalom.